Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I'm Azrael, and this is my wife, Lady Lilith.
Hi.
Hello. All right. This video, I'm going to do a rant. I don't do a lot of rants on my channel. I try to stay kind of PC as much as possible, but
Boring.
screw that. Um, Everybody else rants and puts their political views and their religious views. Everybody knows mine. But here we go. I I'm a manager for a seasonal specialty store. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's been here recently. Pastors have been trying to target little children by telling their congregation to put uh, this shit. This is one of them. I found others, and I think I've thrown them out. And then I got the idea to do this video.
Including one that told kids to go to hell or they were going to hell.
Yes. Here we go. Who gives you the fucking right to come into somebody else's sphere of existence? In my case, my job, but I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking mostly about other people's children. You are not their parent. You don't have a right to delegate anything to anybody's children. Period. Point fucking blank. All right. So I understand the psychology. I understand the fact that a lot of certain types of Christians. Now let me say that again. Certain types of Christians. They are the minority of the Christian movement. Okay. Christianity can be a very valid and good religion. I know several Christians that are freaking badass, and I mean in a good way. All right, they're loving, they're compassionate. Christians that feel the need to validate their belief by condemning others, you know, the old how bullies tear down somebody so they could raise themselves up. That's exactly what you're doing. And then when you tell children, somebody else's child, that they're going to go to hell because they don't believe the way you do, or that their mother and dad or somebody else they might have lost is burning in hell because they don't belong to the right Christianity as you do, you're a fucking punk. I'm just going to say that right now. All right. First of all, I have my employees going through trick or treat bags, trick or treat tubs, um, costumes, and including even the adult section where the sexy costumes are at, and so forth, and other stuff to decorate houses to look for this propaganda. I focus mainly on the children because you don't have a right. I don't have a right. I don't believe that Christianity is the one and true religion whatsoever. I might have at one time, but even then, I didn't go to other people's fucking children and try to teach them how to be my version of Christian. I don't sit there and make pamphlets of Hecate or Zeus or uh, the pleasures of voodoo. I don't make fucking pagan tracks or Wicca tracks, whatever you want. I might now, might fight fire, fire. I might go to your church and leave them in your fucking Bibles. You know what? This really pisses me off. It really, actually really does. I mean, who's going to see it? The little kids, like my wife, she's seen a lot of them. I found them when I was a kid. But you found them.
Yeah, yeah. Not to mention, he says it's not about the job, but my brain works differently. Yeah, of course, I'm annoyed and pissed off on behalf of parents out there that have to find these in their products and merchandise that they purchase at a store. But yeah, I actually do focus also on the legality of it all, of the unsolicitation. Who gives you the right to solicit? You don't get permission to come into somebody else's business and leave your pamphlets of your beliefs and your faith without their knowledge, and of course sneaking it in the products for customers to find later. I find that to be rude and tacky, very, very disrespectful. If you can imagine the scenario, say you're a parent and you are of a different faith that's not Christian, and you go home after buying something and your child has in their package of whatever, they're all happy and they pull out this little booklet that tells them, guess what? If you don't change your faith and beliefs to ours, you and your mommy and daddy and everybody in your family are going to go to hell. I mean, what the heck? Could you imagine corporate getting a phone call? saying, you know what one of your customers found in your store inside of your merchandise? So he has, his employees and him, they're going through stuff and making sure things like this aren't in there, but not just for that purpose. They do their spot checks and just so happen to educate them and saying, if you find these, let me know. Because I find that to be rude. Like I said, I think it's disrespectful. And like he was saying, what if we were to print out something about pro paganism and just go into a Christian bookstore or even a regular bookstore and go to the Christian section,
The toy section of Walmart.
the toy section of Books a Million or Barnes and Nobles or whatever, and just put our little informational packets in there and say, the horrible, horrible things. But we don't do that because there's not a reason to do that. I think that's, I find it gross. Honestly, I do.
It's a
And
form of child abuse,
when I was
mental and emotional child abuse.
when I was younger, I actually saw these little booklets, but they were in places that I feel was a little bit more open, not sneaky, like hiding it, because these were clearly hidden within merchandise packaging, but they were like laid out on coffee tables, doctor's office tables, along with magazines of different interests. And again, that's a choice. People can pick up what they want to read and what they don't want to read. At least it gives them a choice of what they're looking at, and even the children. But I picked them up and I didn't know what they were. I just liked the cartoons. I couldn't read back then. And I pulled out my crayons and started coloring them. But I asked my dad one time what they were, and he started looking at it, and you know, he never really explained it to me. I didn't, right? I mean, I just find it
Listen,
absurd. I mean, uh, uh,
you know what? Unfortunately, for those, this specific is called a kickback. And you know what? Get back on the whole thing I'm saying is that I'm going to take an extra step further. I'm saying this isn't even Christian, okay? Because Christ said, now Christians, the specific kind of Christians that I'm talking about, have this tendency to believe something like, for example, forcing public prayer. When Jesus said, when you pray to the Father, you pray in secret. Don't be like the hypocrites. But pray to God in private. He will reward you openly. But yeah, let's force public prayer on everybody. Like Jesus calling you a hypocrite, but you don't fucking listen to that shit because it doesn't fit with your psychology. So you reinterpret the Bible to justify your needs. You take your God that supposedly created you in His image, and you're recreating your God in your image. I'm gonna tell you again. This is a form of child abuse. It's not even again. Jesus said, if they don't receive you, dust off your feet and leave. You know what? I understand you want to be a hero. You want to give a cure for a fake ass disease. Now I'm going to tell the children that have come to my channel because I'm not going to their channel leaving it. If any religion tells you that you're going to be blessed and you're going to have everything you ever wanted in an afterlife where they don't have to pay you right now for your service, it's probably too good to be true. You see, they want you to obey, be part of their little cult, and they don't have to do shit because you get your rewards when you're dead. How fucking convenient. Now let me tell you something. The Stargate cult, the people who killed themselves thinking that they're going to be beamed into the spaceship, they did shit like this. They would hold public services that didn't have nothing to do with religion. And when people come to find their public service announcement and listen, they would slip in their crazy ass shit, and then, but it'd be believable because it was normal. But when you joined that group, it got even weirder. And there's a lot of shit that's weird about these kind of Christianities, forms of Christians, your cults. I want you to stay the fuck out of my store. Get out of here.